You know what really upsets me? When you're driving through your neighborhood and there are people walking and you give them a friendly, neighborly wave and they just look at you. And it's not like a, oh, I just noticed you look. It's like you're not worth even a wave look. I fucking hate it. All right. We're all neighbors here. If I give you a wave and I know you see me waving, just throw up a friendly quick. Anyways, uh, it is currently 6:43 a.m. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I have definitely I've put myself in a little bit of a bad position. Um, I need to be in at work at 9 this morning. Um, so really limiting myself here. Ideally, I should be at the gym like right now, warming up. Then I'd have plenty of time. But I was lazy getting up. I took my sweet time. The bed just felt super comfortable. You know how it is. The room is cold, but the bed is so warm, and but we got to put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation. Plus, I think that sentiment is like doubled because we got legs this morning. And legs is fucking hard. Uh, it's a lot easier to motivate yourself to get out of bed if you've got like arm day. Because what's not to love about a freaky ass arm pump? That shit is sweet. But legs, it's really hard. It's very uncomfortable. You're kind of like sore for the rest of the day. And you don't really like get to show off the pump afterward, you know. Especially in a working perspective. I mean, depends on your job for sure. But I have to wear pants at work because we have a clean room and everything. Can't wear shorts. So it's not like I can show off these beautiful quads or hamstrings. Plus, I don't like to show them off anyways. I don't ever really wear shorts, except like when I'm at home, kind of lounging around. But yeah, it's just it's it feels less rewarding. But I can assure you, my fellow lifter, that it is well worth it. I've kind of rambled about this before in the past. I'm going to keep rambling about it, but what's more impressive to you? A guy who has like a very impressive upper body, like super well defined, like boulder shoulders, really good chest, wide back, but then they've got like almost comically small chicken legs. All right, you can tell they never do leg day. Or you see the other guy, and he might not be as big in the upper body. He might not have Death Star shoulders, but he's got some pretty impressive shoulders, pretty impressive back. Not the top tier best, but he's also got well proportioned legs to match the rest of his body. In my opinion, I think that's a lot more impressive. Not just because of the physical aspect of it, but you can tell that guy grinds hard because it takes a lot to have impressive legs. That's the hardest part. Uh, Man, I was talking to one of the fellow lifters at work, and we were just talking about lifting and all the fun stuff with it. And he confessed to me that he doesn't do legs; he likes to skip legs. And I immediately, like, I didn't say anything, and I still like the guy, but a part of me really wanted to say, like, get the hell away from me. because I feel like that type of mindset can be infectious. You know, like, ooh, just do legs. You got to do legs. I mean, it's probably on the same vein of people that skip their cardio. It's just like it's good for you. If you're gonna go through all the motions of, lifting and diet and everything, why would you skip legs? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I think I've said my piece on that. In terms of what we're gonna do for legs today, given that I don't have a lot of time, I am going to focus on quads today. My hamstrings, in comparison to every other part of my legs, are pretty damn well developed. So I can afford to skip out on hamstrings every now and again. I haven't cut out hamstrings entirely from my leg days, but in the morning when I don't have a lot of time, I can justify it because my quads need more work. I think the worst part about legs for me is that I'm cutting, so I'm not really growing anything. So I say focus on quads because they need the most work. But ultimately, what I'm doing here is I'm not really building any muscle. I'm just kind of maintaining what I've got. And I don't want to lose any of the quad growth that I've had. It's not like I'm going to lose any of my hamstring growth simply because I, skip out on hamstrings every now and again. But I just really want to focus on not losing anything in my quads. I don't want to lose any strength. And I certainly don't want to lose any size. So far, it's worked out pretty well for me. But expect to hear a lot about leg extension, maybe some leg press, and some sissy squats. I do not have the systemic energy for squats today. I'm a little groggy. I've only got 17 grams of carbs floating around in my system right now. So for me to set up, warm up on squats, it's just not. I don't get enough bang for my buck doing squats right now, given the lack of time and lack of energy. But rolling into the gym here in a minute, so we'll see you guys once I'm out of there. A good amount of time has passed. I am looking dapper. I'm feeling refreshed. And I've got a chicken biscuit digesting. So, what did we do today? So I did a pretty extensive warm-up, especially for hamstrings. I wanted to get at least semi-pumped before I started quads. So I did about 3 sets of standing hamstring curls. Just, not to absolute failure or anything, but just enough to get a pump. Couple sets of sissy squats just to warm up. Warmed up the adductors. And then incrementally worked my way up on leg extension. Started with a moderate weight for a few reps and kind of worked my way up to the working set weight. So, all in all, not including the warm-up, I did 5 sets of leg extension. 2 of those sets had a superset of sissy squats. And then I did 4 sets of standing calf raises, weighted leg raises. So, not the most in-depth or, tumulus workout. But given the time that I had available, I definitely made the most out of it. Got a freaky ass It was great. I really can't complain. I mean, I wish I had more time, but given the circumstances, that was fucking awesome. Uh, Struggling to walk into the locker room, legs were shaking while I was showering. Like, it's pretty fucking great. Um, so no complaints here. Then after that, Quinn picked up some breakfast. Uh, so feeling good. Everything was really great today. Um, what is there to talk about? So I'm kind of considering, I have a few days to think about it. Well, really, I think I've already made up my mind. But so for those of you that are on TikTok, I saw this thing that JPG posted. Everybody fucking knows JPG. The guy's a goat. Uh, but he posted this thing where it's like a quote unquote 10-week challenge where I think the ultimate goal of it is just to see, like, you would consider 10 weeks of prep where you're just kind of like trying to cut as much as possible in 10 weeks to see like a substantial difference. And the people that have the most impressive differences win all sorts of cool prizes and stuff. Now, I'm not really thinking about like throwing my hat in the ring because, I don't care that much about like publicity or winning anything. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. But kind of thinking about, like, obviously I'm taking the cut very seriously. I mean, it's what I do every single day. Everything is kind of aligned towards the cut. But I think maybe for the next 10 weeks, we'll follow along with this thing and be a little more strict. Right now I'm more loosey-goosey, I don't really care about my macros as long as I'm hitting 2,000 calories a day with 220 grams of protein being the only macro that I really track. Not caring so much about carbs and fats, just keeping that caloric intake at a minimum while also maximizing protein. But I think maybe for the next 10 weeks, I try to keep it at like no more than like 40 or 50 grams of carbs every day. And then maybe even dropping the caloric intake down to like 1800 and just kind of seeing what happens for the next 10 weeks. I don't think it would be a very bad idea. It's not that much time. It'd be a fun little experiment to see maybe my mindset has been all wrong and I should be tracking every macro, like tracking as in like limiting and maintaining a specific quota. Maybe that's oh, maybe that's the puzzle piece that I'm missing. But we'll see. More to come. Uh, who knows? Maybe I'll start a new series. We'll call it the 10-week bonanza or 10-week jubilee. I don't know. Something funny. Something interesting. But more to come. We'll see. Um, we got chest tomorrow. It'll be another early morning lift. So I'm very excited for that. In terms of like my days, like what's my favorite day? Cause this split, I've got chest and side delts, back and rear delts, arms, then legs. And if I had to categorize like what's my favorite, what's my least favorite, I don't know if I could do that because I mean, really I love every day. Every day that I do is ultimately working towards the goal, right? So I can't say that I like objectively hate one, but love the other one because I love the feeling after every lift. But in terms of like, which day do I enjoy just because of the variety of lifts that I could do? I'm kind of torn between, not really actually. I really enjoy back day. because there's just so much that I can do. There's just a lot of variety. And I think the biggest thing about it is that, I can ego lift the most on my back days. My back is definitely the strongest body part I have, just in terms of sheer strength. So I have a lot of fun going in there and, throwing 4 plates on like the lower back row, or, the full stack in a 45 on cable rows, even pull-ups. I've been doing pull-ups a lot more lately just because I discovered that I can do them for like more than 1 rep. So back days are very exciting, but I love every day. Kind of toying around with dips a lot more as well, like you guys saw in the last video. But I don't know, they're a lot of fun. And it's just cool to see that I can do them. Because again, I've always been like a fatter guy for a majority of my life. And so only recently have I discovered that I can actually do body weight dips and body weight pull-ups for a like substantial amount. It's very new to me. Might not be very impressive for a lot of you guys because, well, pull-ups and dips are not necessarily like a difficult lift to do. But, I'm all about celebrating every victory that I get. And to find out that I can do dips and pull-ups for like a substantial amount of reps, that's fucking huge to me. I'm very proud of myself for it. So, rambling aside, look forward to a nice chest day tomorrow. So, I'm going to get into work, bang out a couple SOPs, finish up, and then get to go home early and enjoy the rest of my day. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow for chest.